Since I became Commissioner for Home Affairs, of course try to liaise with as many as possible, but Italy is actually one of the first visits that I do. And I do this because items in my portfolio, asylum and migration and security issues, are items where I know that there's a great interest and a lot of debate in it. I have met today with Undersecretary of State Mr. Mantovano. We have discussed mostly different aspects of migration and asylum. I also met with Foreign Minister Franco Frattini. We discussed also asylum and migration, the terrorist financing track program, SWIFT, of directive enabling harmonization of asylum procedures between the different member countries, how people are received, how they are retained, what rights they have during waiting for the processes. Once the processes are over, what will happen to them afterwards, or if they have to be sent back, what conditions. These items are subject to negotiations between member states. They're quite difficult negotiations. We didn't enter into details on this with the Italian ministers that I met, but Italy is supportive of the aim to harmonize standards and procedures in the European Union. I am going to Malta tonight, so I will discuss with the ministers tomorrow on this issue. I think it is unfortunate if Malta decides not to participate, because Malta has historically been advantaged by cooperation in Frontex. But I will listen to their explanations and their comments tomorrow. It's of course their choice, but it could be to their disadvantage if they don't cooperate, because it will leave a big part of the Mediterranean without proper surveillance as Frontex can provide. Well, we are very far from an agreement with Libya on this moment. I mean, Italy and Libya has bilateral agreement, that is their agreement. If we are to enter into a European agreement, we will first have to sit in the table and start negotiations. I think this will take time. And hopefully we can discuss a lot of other matters. I mean, migration is one important, human rights in general, trade, visa, I mean, there are lots of things to discuss. So it's not being modelled on the Italian agreement. That is another agreement. I'm talking about a more comprehensive long-term agreement with Libya. I think it will be difficult. As you say, Libya is not exactly the easiest partner that we have, but nevertheless it's important to try. On the pushbacks issues, well, I know this has been lots of debate in Italy. Also the Commission have been concerned, have had concerns for these pushback operations. Now I know that they have stopped, and that there are judicial processes going on at this very moment, which is good, because it would bring clarity to what has happened by an independent judiciary, and I think that is very good. We will have to look at the long term how, if there are methods where people in Libya or other countries on the place can ask for asylum, such as centres developed maybe with NGOs or something like this. But member states in general are a bit sceptical to that. They want them to come to their territory to ask for asylum.